Well, well, well. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Cranky Frankie, another live stream. Tonight we're covering psychics, mediums, all that stuff. Stuff that I myself was into at one time very strongly. Um, I studied under psychic development classes for years. Um, I learned the tarot. I learned what you call it, a meditation, teaching people. I actually taught medication classes. I meditation classes. I used to do guided meditations with people, past life regressions, um, all sorts of stuff like that. Um, Psychic fairs. I used to do psychic fairs. I've probably had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of readings from different psychics. What's up, Dave? What's up, Dave? Good to see you. Welcome to the welcome to Cranky Frankie. This is we're doing a thing on psychics and mediums and stuff like that. Like I was saying, I was in the field for many years. I was taught Reiki, hands-on healing, and I believed pretty strongly in it. Meditating with crystals and stuff like that. Believing in the higher power, believing in so many different things that never panned out. None of it ever did. Any psychic reading that I've ever had was never hit on anything. Um, all your psychic readings that you have out there are mainly generalized, um, and they ask so many questions to till they get a hit in a cold reading, and many people believe in it. But I can tell you this: of all the psychics that are on the planet, not one has ever helped the police find a missing child or anything like that. Nothing. Zip. Zero. So what are these psychics doing? What are they channeling? If they're channeling anything, it's evil. You know, it's just my thoughts on it. Uh, I'm going to be playing some videos of certain things, different people, and different things on how God sees psychics and stuff like that. Um, I know a lot of people don't believe in God these days, but they say, you know, towards the end times, most people are going to be believers in themselves, rather than believe that there's an actual God, a one God being. Um, and so we're here. And if anybody has any questions, anybody wants to talk about it, if they have their experiences, I know a lot of people believe that their loved ones are still with them, stuff like that, and there's no proof of any of that. Haunted houses, stuff like that. So we're going to be doing some, like I said, we're going to be playing some videos, stuff like that, stuff like that. I keep saying that, and yeah, I don't know if you guys know who the Amazing Randy was, but he went to all the psychics, all the good ones. Kukiana, welcome. What does TMZ up mean? What's up? How are you? Good to see you. Oh, okay. Thumbs up. Okay, that makes sense. Tonight we're doing psychics and mediums and what God thinks about them, and what I think about them. And I don't know about what anybody else does, but like I was saying, there was a time where I was heavily into it. I was very much into it. Um, and now I think completely different. I think completely different. I think that Jesus is going to come back at some point, and I I kind of feel bad for the ones that don't believe, but there's nothing I can do. People are going to believe what they want. What upsets me the most is people that put down the Bible and they've never even opened the book and read it. That to me is just it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. How can you say it's just a book and you don't believe in it, but you've never read it? But I found that out. My parents have never read the book, and they're Catholics, and they believe nothing. They don't even know what to believe. They just go to church. That's all they do. I think they go for themselves to make themselves feel good on a Saturday, but that's about it. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing a couple of videos, a bunch of videos of different aspects of what people are thinking, what people think about it, what people say, in the Bible about it. And hopefully some people will get some stuff over about it. So let me change the settings. All right. And I'm going to share the screen. And we are going to start. Where are we going to start? We're going to go.
Take thy hand off me, wench.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking for your surname.
Take thy hand off me, wench.
No, you don't.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're looking at times psychics and spirit mediums were called out on TV and live radio.
Now, I'm getting the word nonce.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 10, Ben Zand versus Chris Riley.
That to me feels like you've got quite a heavily male family. I think you've got a lot of boys.
So that's not right.
Okay, so tell me then, siblings.
Investigative journalist Ben Zand decided to dive into the world of online psychics for this 2024 series, filming a few days in the life of social media star Chris Riley, who makes hundreds of thousands of pounds giving psychic readings to strangers.
Who has got the name Sue or Susan that's alive? Like around, maybe it could be like an aunt.
There's no Sue or Susan.
Zand goes in with the aim to debunk, suggesting that Chris is using common cold reading techniques, i.e. guesswork, to perform his readings because everything he says is so vague. When it's time for Zand himself to get a reading at the end, he points out that information about him is easily accessible online, or just plain wrong.
I don't feel like I want to carry the reading, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Chris then asked for the cameras to be turned off and chucked Zand out of his house, accusing him of lying.
So I've just been kicked out of Chris's. Yeah. That ended probably the worst possible way. It just felt like he thought he had been rumbled.
Number 9. Sally Morgan and Deborah Hyde.
Well, I think you're right, Ruth. I think that pubs, very similar to hospitals and schools and institutions, they can hold energy.
This isn't the last time we'll be seeing Sally Morgan on this list, as she is the UK's most famous psychic after the late Derek Acora. In this memorable moment, she was brought onto This Morning to give readings to members of the public over the phone, joined by skeptic Deborah Hyde, who was on hand to offer a more rational explanation.
It wasn't a kitchen or had some sort of sink in it, even if it wasn't a kitchen. Did it have running water in there?
Not that I'm aware of. It was empty before we moved in.
Sally asks the woman on the phone whether the bedroom she now occupies in her pub used to have a sink in it, to which she says no. Eamon Holmes quizzes her about the sink, and she pivots to an explanation that's borderline nonsense.
So your
point being what?
Well, the thing is that I feel that there is an energy in there, and the energy is from, it's like a residue of energy in there from someone else that lived there, who possibly passed in that room.
Deborah finishes by pointing out the obvious. Melissa on the phone is experiencing sleep paralysis.
Yes.
Melissa, you're not party. Lots of people have had these experiences, including me. It's called sleep paralysis. It's a harmless sleep blip.
Number 8, George.
She's given me the name of George.
And I got the name George.
George.
It was George, yeah.
The only trouble is that George is part of a made-up story that I planted on the Chocolate Factory website a week ago.
Fans of the paranormal will already be familiar with Kieran O'Keefe as Most Haunted's debunker-in-chief. He was enlisted by another well-known supernatural broadcaster, Danny Robbins, today best known for Uncanny, to investigate some spirit mediums.
George, did the horses hurt your legs, yes or no?
Back in 2007, Robbins wanted to test the skills of a handful of psychics by taking them around an old building. The trick was that he'd planted some incorrect information on the building's websites and even made up a villainous factory owner.
Do you know the initials of his second name? Would it be?
Yeah.
Would it Ball?
It was.
That's what I got.
Lo and behold, all of the psychics began to commune with Robbins' imaginary ghost, proving that they'd all done some cursory research and had a look at the internet to prep beforehand.
Absolutely, that all came from a story that I made up.
Oh, did it?
With the help of a parapsychologist. And we put that up on the website.
Congratulations.
And
Number 7, Gordon Smith versus Chris Finch.
You gave yourself the name Derek O'Connor because O'Connor sounds like you're conning them.
And so does Derek to me, but maybe that's another story.
Well, that's a whole other story.
Like Kieran O'Keefe, Chris Finch is another leading parapsychologist who's made a name for himself debunking paranormal grifters. In this old edition of This Morning, he was brought on alongside Gordon Smith, the so-called psychic barber, to show that Smith is using standard cold reading techniques.
Because John's a very common name.
Yeah.
Very few people wouldn't know a John. The 26th is a Saturday, a couple of weeks ahead. Quite likely that there'd be something, but it was a guess. I mean, it was a guess.
Finch also employs cold reading, with the difference being he's upfront about it and explains there's nothing supernatural going on. Fern Britton then goes through Gordon Smith's answers one by one and points out how everything he said is very vague and widely applicable to most people.
See, now this is interesting because I can see there's a generalised things and people would say, yes, I'm bubbly at a party, yes, I'm rather,
Credit goes to Finch for tirelessly demonstrating the techniques mediums use in their readings.
I've got to talk about a new house. Yeah. Let's talk about a new house. Or somebody moved to a new house.
Number 6, Maureen Flynn is too vague.
He would have been quite elderly when he passed, and he passed with a heart condition.
Over in the US, James Randi was a professional magician who, like many magicians, had an interest in debunking the claims of psychics and spirit mediums. He was on this side of the pond in 1991, though, to front an ITV program where he investigated in front of an audience.
Who's Jimmy. Do you know who Jimmy is?
Can't
Or
picture a Jimmy.
James? James?
He brought on psychics, let them do their thing, and then ruthlessly took them down afterwards by grilling the audience about just how specific the questions were. Flynn made wild, vague guesses that the audience didn't buy, with one even calling her out.
Does that make sense to you?
And we're on a programme and everybody wants the truth, so you've got to go a little further.
I'm terribly sorry.
Maybe the James she was trying to channel was James Randi himself, who reappeared to accuse her of blindly guessing.
Maureen's statement seemed to be more general than each of you thought before we took the vote. Make of that what you will.
Number 5, Jane Wallace gets muddled.
Level. It almost feels this feeling of I'm going to start to look at my future, I'm going to start to build on my family.
She's widely known as a psychic to the stars, the clairvoyant used specifically by Kim Kardashian. So you'd think she'd be good at knowing who various celebrities are, but that's not the case. During an appearance on This Morning, Wallace was quizzed about her predictions for the future, studying various objects.
An amazing friend, she's very loyal, and I feel with her very much what you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get,
No
loyal.
warts and all.
Right.
She's as you see her,
So
that's
ca-
how
so
she
career-
is.
In hindsight, we know she was wrong by predicting that Holly Willoughby would be pregnant with a girl by early 2013. Her third child was actually a boy, born in September 2014.
It's a man. But he is a woman. Oh, I don't mean that rudely.
It's a man.
Are you
In you
gentle
come.
and sensitive?
Welcome.
But a more obvious blunder was her not knowing who Lionel Blair was, guessing that his watch belonged to a female psychologist.
But that was a major miss, I have to say.
major miss.
Yeah, couldn't
I'm
have
sorry.
been further wrong there.
Number 4, Sally Cudmore's missing people.
This lady, she's very confused, okay? I feel like she would remember things that happened... Do you know, I don't know if she remembers things that happened years ago, but not what happened yesterday.
Former nurse Sally Cudmore tried her hand at mediumship in the late 2010s, until she ended up getting hospitalized due to stress, as she claims, after getting chucked out of Katie Price's house following a reading gone wrong. But the previous year, she rocked up onto Loose Women to show her supernatural gifts to the panel, predicting the future for Colleen Nolan and Stacey Solomon.
People watching this are going to go, well, okay, if you have this amazing power, if I said to you, there is this missing person, you know, a very famous case.
Okay.
Why can't you find that person? Or why can't you...
However, Jane Moore wasn't having it. She wanted to know why Sally was so rubbish at helping the police find missing people, and wasn't satisfied with the answers she got. Cudmore also told Colleen Nolan that she had a guardian angel and incorrectly guessed the gender of Prince William's third child.
It doesn't work like that. I can't choose what I'm being given. I can only give what I'm being given.
Number 3, Joe Power versus Darren Brown.
Is the Jimmy or James connected?
No.
She's saying yes on grandfather's side?
No.
Okay, maybe have a think about it.
In this program, Darren Brown investigated Liverpudlian psychic Joe Power to expose his tricks. He used his abilities as a non-paranormal mentalist to prove just how much information you can get by cold reading, interviewing Claire Cooper off of Hollyoaks with Power observing.
Can you tell me your thoughts on that? We've been asking people afterwards what.
Yeah, it was really good.
Was it?
Yeah, really impressed.
Power, meanwhile, asked Cooper whether she drove a Mini, only for the crew to reveal that Power had seen her driving in it earlier.
So this is the sitter doing all the work. So he came out and said, Jean, oh, and now I've worked it out. You mean Joan, who's alive over there.
Brown and a psychologist then sit through one of Power's shows and meticulously explain how he does it.
I told you I had been in that house.
No, you told me you had not been in this house. Yeah. So you've been in, you've met these people.
I have briefly met them. Yes, I have.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Don't you think that's absolutely terrible?
Power later complained about the show, saying it was edited to make him look aggressive and accusing Brown of stitching him up His career as a medium never really recovered.
Joe, I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like if you do a bad reading, you blame everybody else other than yourself.
Number 2, Psychic Sally versus Richard Bacon.
What it is, Crystal, I certainly didn't research him. What I want to say to you, I've got better things to do with my day.
She's back. Another Psychic Sally reading gone awry. This time, she was being interviewed by Richard Bacon. He got his mum on the phone and they both chatted to Sally, all as a test to see how much she could get right. It's a lot harder to cold read somebody over the phone after all.
August the 3rd, does that have a meaning? Is that connected to that grandmother? I mean, it's a big thing, a big ask, Christine, because you haven't even been thinking of that.
No, August the 3rd doesn't ring a bell at all.
Sally insists that she hasn't researched Bacon or his family ahead of time, though he makes it clear that he doesn't believe her because she knows his mother's name. Then again, she goes on to get absolutely everything wrong, so she probably didn't bother to Google him.
You've had a try, and that's fair enough.
Yeah,
but there is no boy in our family that died young, and August the 3rd means nothing to my mother.
She also suggests that maybe they're wrong about their own family and should do some more research to prove her right.
And who is, not being funny, who is James on that side as well?
James?
Yeah, or someone, I don't know, he might have been known as Jim or Jimmy, I don't know.
No.
Because I get that as well.
Number 1, Creed Kafer.
Francis!
Of course, the most infamous psychic incident was when the late Derek Acora was tricked into outing himself as a fraud during an episode of Most Haunted. The production crew had long suspected he was being fed information, so they caught him out by planting 2 fake names, Creed Kafer and Rick Edels, anagrams of Derek Faker and Derek Lies.
Creed!
He was subsequently sacked from Most Haunted, with the crew and Yvette Fielding now convinced that he was a fraud. His career continued though, with frequent live tours and media appearances.
Derek? Carl, come forward, Derek.
He even at one point said he'd been communing with the ghost of Madeleine McCann, and was then forced to apologize to her parents. Is your name Jimmy or James? If so, get in touch in the comments because we think there are some spirit mediums who want to talk to you.
What up, Danny boy? We know you're a psycho, Danny. We're exposing psychics, proving that they're not real. I was a psychic at one time, and I was basically bullshitting people. And so basically, and then we're going to go and see what God thinks about psychos like you, psychics and stuff. Basically, it's just people just trying to come up with shit, and that's all it is. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's see what else we got.
So people keep asking.
Where's Maggie? Oh, she's over there. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the videos here.
Asking us, where do you film your podcast? We shoot everything inside Riverside. I record our.
He slits himself with a butcher knife. Is that the unforgivable sin? No.
I said, do you want to talk about it? And she just started rubbing her teeth. Do you not want to talk about that?
Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritists.
for you will be defiled by death.
He slits himself with a butcher knife across his stomach.
I believe some are in contact with demons.
Steve Kong, who was a Buddhist, who this Buddha figure appears to him as he did a death bowl. You know what that is? It's like smoking a bowl of marijuana, but laced with PCP and meth and crack, all kinds of stuff. And about day 8, 9, 10 of not sleeping after doing this, the same Buddha figure who used to appear to him in the temple in Korea appears to him and starts to convince him that it would be best if he went ahead and took his life, and if he does, he'll get 50,000 years less of hell. And for some reason, he decides that's a great idea, and he slits himself with a butcher knife across his stomach. His mother sees it, calls the police. The police come. He also cuts his throat, and he dies, and he is descending. He knows he's going to hell, and he realizes this nice Buddha figure is not Buddha at all. This old man that he thought was, a Buddha figure was not at all. He was demonic, and he realizes that on the other side. And he actually ends up getting rescued by Jesus.
Wow.
Who tells him, no more drugs, no more Buddhism, and I love you.
Wow.
And he's a pastor today.
Wow.
So not everything that appears good is always good. You remember Howard Storm, who had the near-death experience, the atheist college professor? These really nice people in the hallway. He doesn't even know he's dead. And they're dressed like the hospital staff. And they're like, Howard, come with us. He's like, I need surgery. And, oh, we know all about you. Come with us. They seem real nice. And like I like to point out, if Howard's near-death experience had ended right there, he would have had a very different interpretation.
Right.
But he followed them, and they lead him into an outer darkness, just like Jesus talked about, where they just, worst prison scene you can imagine, until he calls out to Jesus to save him. And he does.
Wow.
And he leaves his tenured professorship and becomes a Christian pastor as well.
Yeah.
In fact, do you know I know Howard, Kyle, Paul, Yen, who's another Buddhist that Jesus saved. Who's the other one I just said? Kyle, Howard. 5 or 6 of them who had hellish near-death experiences and cried out to God, and Jesus saved them, and they're all Christian pastors or missionaries today.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's wild. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah. Like, how do you explain that?
I mean, it's an interesting subject. I've interviewed a handful of them, and one of them was Angela Ford, and she had done a lot of work for the government and found some missing kids and stuff. And I asked her in the interview, I said, have you ever remote viewed?
Oh, she's a psychic.
Yeah. And she did not want to answer that. She started rubbing her teeth and like moving her head back and forth. And
why?
I didn't want to dig any deeper. It was, I mean, she was really open the whole interview. And then when I asked her that, it just
shut down.
Like she switched.
Well, and here's the thing. Again, I don't think necessarily people know.
Right.
And I think that's part of the problem is that I don't think they're necessarily evil, wicked people. They many times have good intentions and good motives. And again, the best deception is 80-90% true.
Yeah.
And so I think, like Lee was saying, I think sometimes you can have things that are helpful, but are they in fact helpful for a reason to get people to follow after them, not after God?
Yeah.
It was interesting. I mean, she said, yes, I have. And I said, do you want to talk about it? And she just started rubbing her teeth.
5 million views a month. That's what I'm averaging right now on social media.
Have you tried to look into religion at all, such as the crucifixion? You have? Do you not want to talk about that? Okay. Do you want to talk about, you had mentioned you had had a UFO experience, moving her eyes around, and it was,
well, look, here's the thing.
It scared the hell out of me, to be honest.
Well,
I bet.
when you know, like Randy, the CEO I interviewed, when the 6 embolisms traveled up his leg and pulmonary embolism, his heart stops, body shuts down, he's rising up, and he looks out over the surface of the earth, but there was something else going on. Again, you're moving into another dimensionality, I believe. But he sees a battle going on. And it's about, he believes it was a battle for his soul, because he was really struggling with God. He'd gone through a lot of stuff, and was really struggling with God. Even though he's a believer, he was struggling. But he sees this battle going on. And, you know, Jesus talked about that. I mean, he said, the ruler of this world is coming. This is before his crucifixion. The ruler of this world, I thought he was the King of Kings, the Messiah. What about God, the Father, you know? Well, God has given the demonic angelic host rule for a time. For a
on
time.
a leash, but they're still.
And again, I think it's part of God's plan. This is a very diminutive experience. This is like a 1/1000th of the goodness to come or the horrors to come. And it's a time of living, of knowing good and evil and choosing. With the opportunity for a second chance. Again, when time is not linear, there's no such thing as a second chance. There's no second. It's eternity. And so I think that's what Easter was all about. It's grace. It's God giving us chance after chance after chance of forgiveness to get things right, to learn and to grow and to become more and more of what he created us to be.
Lee, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to reference, I interviewed a scholar on this question of psychics and mediums and so forth for my book. And this is what he said. The Bible condemns all forms of occultism. Leviticus 19:26 commands, do not practice divination or seek omens. Similarly, Leviticus 19 verse 31 warns, do not turn to mediums. Sorry, I don't have my reading glasses. Do not turn to mediums or seek out spiritists, for you will be defiled by them. The Old Testament asserts that those who associate with familiar spirits are cursed by God. Furthermore, Exodus 22:18 and Leviticus 20:27 mandate that sorcerers and mediums living at that time be put to death. Deuteronomy 18 verses 10 through 12 is explicit. Let no one be found among you who is a medium or spiritist or who consults the dead. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. Revelation 9:21 promises that all who practice sorcery will face God's judgment. Their destiny is not heaven, but rather the lake that burns with fire and sulfur. Take a look at Revelation 21 verse 8 and 22 verse 15. So I think you're right. I think there's some pretty
Which
strong...
I have friends who, you know, I'm thinking through the lens of, and so again, if we didn't tell you all this reason to believe that God was actually inspiring the writing of the scriptures to know his will and understand. But I have friends who both had a near-death experience and now are mediums.
Really?
Medium. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
And you know, I've said to her the same thing.
Yeah.
But just hearing that fresh, I'm like,
yeah,
dang.
I know.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't sound good. Seriously, I mean, I think it's a dangerous area.
But again, you know, okay,
I think it's dangerous because of how Satan may intervene in ways that people are unconscious of and lead people to conclusions that are not biblical.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is I would hear that, and some people may be saying, "Oh, so you're saying they're just cursed and damned, and there's no hope for them?"
No,
that's
No.
what I take it.
Exactly, and that's not what
Yeah,
he's saying.
there's repentance, there's hope.
There's for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, the thief on the cross, it
Yeah.
was last minute. All he said was, "Remember me."
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't. So,
Yeah.
so is, and so this doesn't mean keep practicing it, but is that the unforgivable sin? No, it's not.
No.
David committed King David committed adultery.
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And
All right, that's one. So, take a minute. Fix my settings again so you guys can hear me. Like I said, we're debunking all the psychics and mediums and seeing what God thinks about it. Or what the Bible says. Yesterday I was doing one on, it was on Revelation, and somebody was in my channel, and she's a good person, but basically she came in and was saying it's all BS. But and she has a right to her opinion. But at the same time, I have a right to say what I think is right. And especially when I've been in the field. And I'm not proud of it either. I'm not proud that I was in the field. And but no sin is unforgivable. If you can turn from your sin. I don't do any of that anymore. I ask for God's forgiveness. And hopefully he's gracious enough to accept that. And let's go on to the next one.
Today, I wanted to talk about why Christians should not seek out sorcery, should not seek out mediums, palm readers, or read tarot cards. Well, the number one reason is you are a believer. And if you read your Bible, you will see in your Bible that it says that we are not supposed to seek out sorcerers in any form, whether it's tarot cards or reading your horoscope or anything like that. I know that a lot of people miss their loved one and they think, hey, if I could just reach to the other side and I just want to hear a message from them. Well, that is not a good thing. And I know that we want to hear, oh, I just want to hear my loved one is next to me, or just something from them. But we're not actually reaching our loved ones. So the medium that is doing this is a false teacher, and a curse will fall on them for doing this. It is an abomination to God, and he does warn us about this. So just be really careful. Don't even, I know some Christians will say, but I read the angel cards. Well, angel cards are no different than tarot cards. So I would just recommend go into the Word and seek professional guidance, maybe a coach, maybe your pastor at church can help guide you through this, but seeking a medium is never the thing that we are supposed to do. And besides, if you believe in Jesus Christ, your loved one is with the Lord as well, if they believed. So you shouldn't really seek that out. And it's demonic spirits that are deceiving, and they want to deceive you and let you think that your loved one is alive and, oh, they have all these messages for you. It's not true. And whatever your psychic is telling you, it's demonic and it needs to be stopped. So don't go down that route, no matter how bad it is that you want to hear from your loved one. Trust in the Lord, turn to Him first, and read His Word. And that is where you will get truth. I hope this message helps you. If you like my messages, please like and subscribe. Thank you.
Here's what a new water softener costs, including one-day installation, equipment, and warranty. Tap below to check.
Wait a second. Are you saying psychics are real? Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Espresso with Sky, where you'll get a fresh perspective on faith, life, God, and the Bible. I am Pastor Sky, and over here are my two sidekicks. If you haven't done so, hit all those crazy buttons, but most importantly, leave a comment below. I want to hear your honest opinion on today's subject. And if you want to support this ministry, we got PayPal and buymeacoffee.com. Go ahead and buy me a cup of coffee. All right, so let's get into today's topic. Now, Christians and people of faith have this aversion towards psychics, mediums, horoscopes, faith healers that are all outside of Christianity. And a lot of people even say, if it's not inside Christianity, it is satanic. So what we want to do today is we want to go deeper into this subject and to give you a better understanding. Number one, are these even real? Right? Because I know a lot of people are also saying, I think it's fake. But the first question is, are they real? And the second question is, are they satanic or not? All right? So let's first go into the question of, do they really exist? Are they real? Remember, we're not talking about whether they're satanic or not. First, we'll talk about, are they real? Are there such things as real psychics and real mediums and real horoscopes looking at the stars? And the answer is yes. They are all over the Bible. The first one, let's take a look at a medium, someone who can connect you to another spirit from the dead. And what happened in 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 11 and 12? Exactly that. King Saul summons a medium, and she actually connects and summons the spirit of the prophet Samuel. It actually happened. Mediums are real. Now, I'm not saying all of them are real, but there are some people who have that skill. Second thing, what about psychics? People could tell your future. And the answer is, there are. Actually, in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 6, it talks about a certain word that you only see in video games. It is a necromancer. Yes, a necromancer. And people are like, what the heck is a necromancer? And a necromancer is someone who tells you about your future. They're a seer, almost like a prophet. And last but not least, well, what about the stars? Like, are these horoscopes and looking at the stars, are they something that are even real? Like, can you really tell by looking at the stars? And the answer is absolutely. Look at Jesus. Who came to see Jesus when he was born? 3 magi, 3 wise men from the east, not even from Israel, but they followed a star. They said, yes, there's a star that talks about the person who's going to be the king of the world, the king of Israel, the king of the Jews. How do they know? From looking at stars. So when you look at the Bible, you're going to see that these types of things are not these fake things that we just going to say that, they are not real. But the answer is they are. They are real, and they're even in the Bible. So the first thing is, are they real? And the answer is yes. I'm not saying all, but some of them are actually real. Now let's get to the last question of, are these powers from Satan? Are they satanic? Are all these powers that are outside of Christianity, they are not from God, but they are from Satan? And the answer is no. They are not from Satan. So let me give you an example. Let's say someone from birth has the power to talk to spirits. They're a medium, Okay? So people in Christianity are gonna be like, oh my goodness, they're not Christian, they don't believe in God, they must be from Satan, those powers are bad. But then, what if they eventually come to Christ like 10 years later? Then do you all of a sudden switch your mind and say, oh, no, their powers are from God now? Well, which is it? Is it from Satan or is it from God? And the answer is those powers do not come from Satan. Most likely, almost all of them come from God. So like, well, Pastor Sky, how would you explain this? So let's look into a verse, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23, and we're going to see that human beings have three parts to them. It is the body, soul, and spirit. Now, here's the thing. When God creates human beings, God blesses everyone in a different area. Sometimes you're blessed in the physical area, and we see these amazing athletes or strongest men in the world, the Michael Jordans, LeBron James, Usain Bolt. All these people are just so gifted physically. We don't think of them weird or anything. We're just like, wow, they're so blessed physically. The second type of person that's blessed is a person that's blessed in the soul or the mind, or we call them geniuses, the Albert Einsteins, the Nikola Teslas, right? We're talking about these people that are such like geniuses in physics and math, the Stephen Hawkings, and we're like, whoa, and we accept them. We don't think they're weird. Well, sometimes we do, but we accept them as geniuses and we understand. Here's where it gets a little weird, is the third one. And that one is when God blesses people in their spirit. Some people from birth, their spiritual eyes are open. Some people have the spiritual ears open. Some people can heal. Some people can see the future, which is a prophet basically, right? A lot of people from birth do and are born with spiritual gifts. And because we don't know the spiritual realm that well, this is why we kind of freak out and think, oh my goodness, is this from Satan or not? No one looks at physical gifts and say, oh, that Michael Jordan's from Satan. He got his gifts from Satan. No one says that. No one says Stephen Hawkins is from Satan. No, it only comes with these spiritual gifts. And it's only because we don't know enough about the spiritual realm yet. And because we don't know what happens. Whenever we don't know something, human beings tend to freak out. And what I want you guys to do is learn more about the spiritual realm and the spiritual gifts and understand the gifts are given by God from the beginning, from birth. Like a lot of them, we're talking majority, vast majority of them are given from birth. And what we're really looking at is human responsibility of what will you use that gift for? That's the difference. Whether it's physical gifts, mental gifts, or spiritual gifts, the biggest issue is the usage, right? It's not the power given from Satan. What's the usage? And people have a choice how to use each of these gifts. So is the power from Satan? No. Can you make it satanic? Absolutely, by using it for evil things. But the gift or the power itself is from God. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you. These things are real. I'm not saying all of them, but they are real gifts. And on top of it, the biggest thing that we have to think about is, what am I going to use this gift God has given me for? And that's the thing that we really need to think about. I hope that today's topic was something that was really interesting and made your mind think a lot deeper, opened it up. Everyone have an amazing and awesome week. This is Pastor Sky here on Espresso with Sky. These are my two sidekicks. Everyone have an amazing and awesome day.
Do you currently receive government benefits, such as Medicaid, SNAP food stamps?
One of the first questions I would have for you is actually a voicemail that we got called in, so let's take a listen to that.
I would like to know, what does the Bible say about psychic soothsayers? My daughters are interested in that.
So we have a caller here that's asking about psychics and soothsayers, as they say, and her daughters are diving into this. And what does the Bible say to address this?
Well, the Bible is pretty clear on some of these things. So, for example, in Deuteronomy chapter 18, Deuteronomy 18, verses 10 through 12. God speaks through Moses, saying, "There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who conjures spells, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For all who do these things are an abomination to the Lord." So it's quite a list, actually.
Absolutely.
There, it covers just about all the bases, I would say. Magic. The idea of casting a spell on someone, whether it's a good one or a bad one, is here clearly prohibited by the Bible. Trying to talk to the dead, because the dead really can't talk to us. The Bible is very clear about that as well. So we can't talk to them either.
And what about when, psychics, they see into the future? There's a lot of people in today's day and age, there's worry, there's concern, and they want to know about the future. Does that fall into this list, or anything that you can address with that?
It does. In fact, Isaiah chapter 8, verse 19. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 19. The prophet Isaiah tells us, "And when they say to you, seek those who are mediums and wizards who whisper and mutter, should not a people seek their God? Should they seek the dead on behalf of the living?" And then the famous verse that we know well, "To the law and to the testimony, if they do not speak according to this word, it is because there is no light in them." So Isaiah invites us to seek the living God who knows the future and has clearly revealed it in his word.
So we have a mother here who's concerned because, her daughters are reaching into this, and we're seeing here that she can point to the Bible verses. And I like what you're saying, that let's point them in the direction of the living God.
Yes. Living God.
Not the dead.
That's really important, because, I didn't used to believe in the Bible, but it was because I hadn't really read the Bible. But when I discovered that the Bible has prophecies so accurately fulfilled through history, and it's unique. No other book has this. It shows clearly it's inspired by God.
Absolutely.
I know from personal experience that it's heartbreaking to lose a loved one. So it can be tempting to try to communicate with your loved one through a psychic medium. Hi, I'm Doreen Virtue, and I was a practicing psychic medium for over 20 years. I also taught mediumship classes and wrote about it before Jesus saved me. And reading the whole Bible opened my eyes up to the evil and the dangers of mediumship, which I want to share with you in this video. I want to say that I'm not here to judge anybody, but I am here to warn you in a way that I wish I had heard many years ago. So mediums can be very accurate. They can seem to bring a lot of comfort. They can seem to be just this ordinary person next door. They might even be a professing Christian, as I was before I was saved. I would have told you I was a Christian. I would have quoted the Bible. I might have even had the Bible next to me during some of the sessions. And if we're not careful, we can be fooled. So even though a psychic, a medium seems to be accurate, it's not from God. Even though it seems to be comforting, it's still a sin to go to a medium or to be a medium. Mediumship is the process of being an intermediary between the physical and spiritual worlds. Most mediums receive the information that is incredibly detailed, precise, and accurate. And it's also comforting. So what could go wrong? When I was a practicing medium, I was giving sessions and readings in front of audiences. I would go on radio, I would go on television, and I would be in front of very large audience in a ballroom or a convention hall with the lights down, so I could not see the people's faces. I couldn't see their body language. I definitely couldn't see them if I was reading them over the radio. And so it was amazing that I was able to get all these accurate details in the reading. I would be able to tell you who in your family had died, how old approximately they were. I would describe what they looked like, what they sounded like, what they dressed like even, and how they died. And people who had readings from me would often be crying because it just touched them deeply, and it seemed to be comforting, and it seemed to be real. And that actually ended up convincing me this was real. I was kind of a skeptic when I started doing professional mediumship sessions. But I remember one time I was giving readings in Athens, Greece, to an audience, and some of the audience members did not speak English, so they had earphones in, hooked up to a translator who would translate what I was saying in English to them in Greek. And I remember getting messages, and it seemed to be from their deceased loved ones. They would tell me their names. They would give me Greek words, which at that time I only knew basic Greek. You know, in seminary, I learned Koine Greek, but I would hear all sorts of things in foreign languages that the person I was reading for would validate was accurate. And so the whole thing just seemed to be real. And I thought it was from God. I honestly thought that I was doing God's work because I was bringing comfort to people. You know, I have a BA and an MA in counseling psychology from Chapman University, and I was a practicing psychotherapist for a long time. And a lot of my work involved doing grief counseling and comforting people with psychology who had had a loss. And I found that as a practicing medium, that people seemed to be more comforted. They seemed psychologically to heal faster through mediumship sessions compared to psychological sessions. And so I was hooked. I was convinced that I was doing godly work. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I didn't know the Bible, but I'm here to warn you what I wish I had known then, and also to apologize to anyone who I may have influenced because I was deceived. I'm so sorry. And of course, I have repented to God for the sin of mediumship. So the Bible is God's inerrant word. It is sufficient. It's God-breathed. And I used to believe in New Age that it was corrupt or tampered with or mistranslated. I'm going to put a link to a video in the description below, a short video to show you that the Bible is absolutely valid and trustworthy, and it is God's word. And so it's God showing us how he wants us to live, and he gives commandments. And so one of the ways that mediums get seemingly accurate information is by having these spirits who are posing as deceased loved ones. The Bible calls them lying spirits in 1 Kings 22:23. And these lying spirits, they will pose as someone's deceased father or mother or child or spouse, and they're just heartless because they can give you, through the medium, enough information to hook you in and even addict some people. People get addicted to going to psychics and mediums. They think they need that. Some people use this process called automatic writing, which is still mediumship, they think they're talking directly to their loved one, or they might even go to the cemetery and seem like they're talking to a loved one. This is mediumship. It is condemned. And the verses that condemn mediumship are in the Old and the New Testament. In the Old Testament, we've got, of course, two types of laws that were given through Moses. One is ceremonial laws, and that includes the animal sacrifices. It includes what to eat, what not to eat, shellfish, etc., and how to not mix clothing, etc. The ceremonial laws were fulfilled by Jesus. He fulfilled the law. The moral laws, they continue for today. The moral laws known as the 10 Commandments are still for today, and none of us can keep them. That's why we need Jesus, the sinless Lamb of God who died for us. We are commanded to not consciously break the 10 Commandments, but as Jesus said, if you're angry, it's the same as killing someone. So it's breaking the commandment not to kill. And if you look at someone with lust, it's the same as adultery. So it's breaking the commandment against adultery and fornication, etc. So the point is that the 10 Commandments, the first two commandments, to love the Lord your God with all your heart and to have no other gods before me and have no idols, are broken by mediumship and divination. So in Deuteronomy and Leviticus, Moses was telling the Israelites the practical kind of extrapolation or interpretation of these 10 commandments before the Israelites would cross over the Jordan River to go into Canaan. So God commanded through Moses in Leviticus 20:27, a man or a woman who is a medium or spiritist, also known as a necromancer, among you must be put to death. You are to stone them, their blood will be on their own heads. Now, of course, we don't stone people to death anymore, but the commandment still stands that we're not to be mediums, we're not to go to mediums, we're not to be mediums. And I think it's interesting in Leviticus 20:27 that God said that killing a medium, it's their fault. It's the blood will be on their own heads. Deuteronomy 18 expands this even further, and this is the passage that convicted me. The Holy Spirit used this passage in the Bible the first time I read it to convict me that I was not doing God's work with mediumship as I thought I was, that I was in fact doing the devil's work, and that I was breaking God's commandments. So Deuteronomy 18:10-13 says, let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire. Now back then, in the Canaanites, where the Israelites were going, the promised land, the Canaanites who were pagan, they believed that if you took your infant and threw it into this statue of the pagan deity Baal, it had an opening with a fiery furnace inside of it. And so people would just throw their babies into this furnace of this pagan statue with the belief that if they sacrificed their babies to Baal, that they would be rewarded with harvest and abundance and health and all sorts of things. And of course, it's just evil, and God's commanding against that. But look what's in the same category as burning your babies in fire is who practices divination or sorcery. Divination was what I was doing, those angel cards, which are really demon cards, I know now. Divination, which includes astrology, includes, and I know the Magi are in the Bible, but that's not endorsing astrology, and it doesn't say they were astrologers. It just said that they knew the prophecies about the coming Messiah, and so they saw in the stars. That's astronomy. And if you look at the book of Daniel, the astrologers were condemned. So anyone who practices divination, sorcery, look at this, interprets omens or signs. I know that a lot of people, they think God's talking to them or deceased loved ones talking to them through birds, through feathers. I used to think this. I used to write about it and teach it. I'm so sorry. Trying to focus on signs and omens takes our eyes off of Jesus on the cross, takes our eyes off of the Bible, has us looking for God's communication outside the Bible, and it can open us up to demons who take advantage of that desire. So be careful with that. I know about Gideon and that part of the Bible about the signs. We'll do that another video. But in the meantime, don't focus on interpreting omens and signs. Get your communication from God by reading the Bible and prayerfully asking the Holy Spirit to illuminate Scripture. That's a communication to you. It says anyone who engages in witchcraft or casts spells, look at this, or who is a medium or spiritist, also known as a necromancer, or who consults the dead. That's what I was doing. And verse 12 says, anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. Detestable. Also in some Bible translations, it says is an abomination to the Lord. And by the way, all the Bible translations of Deuteronomy 18 say the same thing. And when I was first saved and talked about this passage, some New Agers tried to tell me that, oh, that's just that one Bible translation. The other Bible translations don't say this. Oh, yes, they do. They do. They all say that mediumship is the person who does this. It doesn't even say the practice. It says anyone who does these things is detestable, is an abomination to the Lord. And in verse 13, it says you must be blameless before the Lord your God. So in the New Testament, also psychic work is condemned. Some people say, oh, that's Old Testament. That's the wrath of God in the Old Testament. You know what? The wrath of God shows up at the cross in the New Testament. And it shows up in Acts 8:9, Acts 16:16, and Acts 19:19. And then we have Jesus' story about Lazarus and the rich man in Luke 16. And that's not a parable, by the way. This is the only story where Jesus gave the proper given name of a person. It's a true story. And it's not the same Lazarus that was the brother of Martha and Mary that was asleep that Jesus raised from the dead. This is a different Lazarus, and he went to heaven after he died, and the rich man went to hell. And it shows in Luke 16 in this story that once someone is dead, they cannot communicate with the living. The rich man wanted to communicate to his brothers to warn them about hell through Lazarus, and the rich man was told, sorry, it's too late. Your chance is over. You can't communicate anymore. So once you die, you can't communicate with the living. So who are these people coming into our dreams, going to the mediums? Let me talk about this. As a child growing up in a false church, my childhood was haunted with supernatural experiences. And I was constantly afraid. I was lonely. And anytime I would mention seeing people that no one else could see, people would say, oh, there she goes again. Or my parents told me I was seeing reflections of the family television set, which made no sense because the family television set was way down the hall away from my bedroom where I was having these visions at night. And then I started taking mediumship and psychic development classes at a place called Learning Light Center in Anaheim, California. That's where I had the carjacking experience that I sometimes talked about in the New Age, where I had heard a voice and I was just having all these supernatural experiences. And I'm ashamed to admit it now, but I used to conduct, teach, and write about mediumship. And I thought that getting messages from departed loved ones was a helpful way for people to heal from grief. So my intentions were good. And never in a million years did I realize that demons were pretending to be departed loved ones. It was because the messages in these mediumship sessions were comforting to the people and accurate. So I thought that they were genuinely from the people I was reading, their friends and families in heaven. I also thought everyone went to heaven at that time. I didn't believe in hell because the New Age thinks that's negative and that the only hell is in your thoughts here on earth. So at that time, I thought of my own departed grandparents as my angels. I thought that when you lost someone, that they became your angels who helped you to avoid car accidents and such. And I also believed that these so-called angels sent signs and help. And I used to write about that. I apologize. I was absolutely wrong. But all of that, actually looking for signs and talking to dead people, whether it's directly or through a medium, that's mediumship. So it's commanded that we don't do that for our protection. One of the reasons why God prohibits mediumship, maybe in addition to he doesn't want us to have any gods before him, is that he's protecting us from demonic deception. And the story of King Saul and the witch of Endor in 1 Samuel 28 illustrates the spiritual deception of demons pretending to be departed people during mediumship sessions. Saul was desperate to receive guidance from the prophet Samuel, who'd recently passed away. Even though Saul had banished mediums from Israel, he went to see the witch of Endor late one night to see if he could conjure up Samuel the prophet. Now, the Hebrew language of this biblical passage uses similar words as given in those prohibitions that I just read to you against mediumship in Leviticus 19:31 and 20:27, and also Deuteronomy 18:10 through 11. When the witch of Endor began her mediumship session with Saul, she told him, I see Elohim, which means gods with lowercase g, coming up from the earth. And she was using the word Elohim with a plural verb. There's a theologian, and I'm going to link his study down below. His name is G.J.R. Kent. He said that this biblical grammar of Elohim is consistent with polytheism. Polytheism is the worship of many gods other than the one true God. And Saul believed that he was talking with the prophet Samuel during the session, who predicted the death of Saul and his sons. Now, this is so interesting, you guys, so nuanced. So listen to this. So the theologian Kent noted that if it were the real Samuel speaking with Saul, that Samuel would have rebuked the king for using divination and mediumship. The real Samuel would have told Saul to repent, especially with his death foretold. The fact that the spirit said that Saul would be with him the next day was also.
Melanie, let me fix the settings here so you can hear me better. I'll get back to the video. Basically, what she's talking about, I went through as well. I was in the psychic field for about 10 years. I was reading cards. I actually taught people how to read cards, psychic development classes. I took them, I taught them. I was into hands-on healing. I was a Reiki master. Past life regressions through hypnosis. I did stuff like that. And I believed, I told myself that anything that I was doing was coming from God. But it was not true. Plus, I was doing psychic fairs. So not only did I do readings on people, but I've had hundreds and hundreds of readings from different psychics. Nobody's ever told me anything that was true. So basically, and then when I read the Bible, I realized that what I was doing was wrong, very wrong. And I repented from it and never went back to it again, ever again. So what she's saying is right on. And she was a psychic medium. You know, she was contacting the dead, or so she thought she was. But if you read into the Bible, like in the book of Enoch, Enoch talks about the fallen angels that taught people how to look at the stars, the moon, the sun, astrology. He taught them how to make weapons to kill people. These certain angels did all these things to help people kill people, basically. So yeah, and plus, like, no psychic on the planet has ever found any missing children. They all claim to, but there's no proof of any of that. So, you know, basically, it's really all bullshit. Or if it's not bullshit, it's coming from the wrong energy. It's coming from the wrong people. Because if you look at the Bible verses that she was just talking about, that's true. But people in that field will not read the Bible. They're going to believe what they feel is comfortable for them. And to me, that's just, you know, accepting accepting yourself as a God, which we're not. We are from God, but we are not gods. You know, Lucifer, which was God's most beautiful angel, wanted to be a god. He wanted to be God. He didn't want to pray to God anymore. He wanted to be God. So he went up against him. You know, so God struck him down and sent him here with the fallen angels so that they can do their bidding. You know, God wants people that are going to fight to get to heaven, not fight to get out. You know, which is what Satan, you know, he was actually called Satan after he was called Lucifer. So that's my take on it. You know, and like I said, in the psychic field, they're not reading the Bible. But they can put it down, though. They can put the Bible down, which I never did. But most of your psychics and all that stuff will say it's just a book, you know, and it was written by a man, which it was, but it was also through God, you know. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to say that, you know. They'd rather say it's just a book, and learn their own way of spiritualism and what's comfortable for them. But that's not what spiritualism is. It's not about being comfortable. It's about knowing the truth, you know. Yeah, yeah. Any psychic that I've gone to, they told me how many children I was going to have, and I'm like, okay. I never had any children. I never even got married. I've never been married, no kids, except for Maggie. Maggie's my little girl. Wow, since you were 15, huh? More power to you. I basically I've basically been living on my own since I got out of high school. So a couple of years after that. And I've gone back where I stayed with my parents and left, stayed with my parents and left. I've done that, but that never works out. So I feel great being on my own again. But that's how I feel about psychics, and yeah. A psychic is going to look at whatever they feel they can snatch onto to get a hit on something. You know, oh, is there a John in your life? A James? There's a John in everybody's life. They're going to ask questions. You know, they're going to ask so many questions until they hit on something. It's it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And most of the questions are generalization. So yeah, maybe they'll hit on a few things, because you keep asking questions, you're gonna, you know, say yes to something, so yeah, Maggie is spoiled. That's for sure. She gets rotisserie chicken every day. She gets to go to work with me every day. You can call me Frank. Call me Frank, not host. But I used to read people, and I used to do reading. There was sometimes where I did like 20-minute readings. I would go to hair salons and read women, because women just eat that stuff up at the salons, and I'm just making stuff up in my head, and I never felt like I was getting anything from any spirit. I never really told anybody anything that would really pertain to them. I was pretty much bullshitting people. It's just he's a sidekick. I'm gonna kick you in the side, Danny. Right in the side. Or maybe I'll kick you on both sides. But yeah, once I started reading the Bible, I took my tarot cards and I threw them in the garbage. Threw them in the garbage. Never went back. You messed up. She did lay eggs. She's laying on them right now. She's waiting for them to hatch. Oh yes, anytime. Anytime. I don't remember what I said. What did I say about Bowser? I forgot. I don't remember everything. And you do look very young, by the way. I challenge anybody on the planet to find me a psychic that can find missing children. You have a 30-year-old son? So you got to be at least 32. I'm just kidding. You look like you're in your early 30s. I would have said maybe 30, but by your music choices, I would say your music choices are very, very old. A lot of them are very old. So, but then I was always thinking, well, maybe she's just an old soul and she's very young. So I don't know. How old do you think I am? I know. I think the stuff that you collect is amazing, and I love all the music that you connect all your videos to. Some of them I don't know what it is, but I still like it all. I think it's really cool. I'll be 61 in August. 61 in August. Yeah. What I don't know if you read the Bible. Haven't posted any videos for a few days. That's been taking time, normal, without my. Oh, okay. That sucks. I'm so sorry. I think God has a special place for our pets. I think our pets are here to teach us something we could never learn, especially dogs. Our dogs are loyal and they love us unconditional, which is what people need to learn. People need to learn that. And cats are more like people. They're only affectionate when they want to be. They get into everything. But they're funny too, though. I think cats are awesome. I watch videos on cats all the time. Very comical. Yeah. Maggie's going to be 14 next month. April 30th. She'll be 14. Yeah, 14 years old. I don't know if you read the Bible, and if you do, which Bible are you reading? So sorry about that. That's the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with is the loss of my dogs. When Angel died and Scotty died, I'll tell you, I've never dealt with anything harder than that. You guys want to finish that girl's testimony? Since I was 5 weeks old, 11 years. His older brother, who was 13, a cat monkey who had very... Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad that the kitty's looking for him. That's so sad. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. I wish I could give you a hug. Sorry about your mom, Cookiana. Sorry about your mom. That's all we can do, Cookiana. One day at a time. One day at a time. But if you stay true to the Lord Jesus, you'll probably see her again. Well, I'm glad you said something, Melanie. Don't ever hold anything back. You're not a downer. You're a friend that's sad. And what good of a friend would I be if I didn't try to comfort my friend in some of the hardest times that you can ever have. Don't feel bad, and you're not a downer. You're not a downer at all. You bring happiness to me, and I don't even really know you that well. But since I've met you, you've done nothing but bring a smile to my face. You're a good person. Yeah, that vaccine. I never got the vaccine. I was too afraid to get that. No vaccine for me. Yeah, I never got it. Never got it, never will get it. I got COVID twice and I lived through it. Yeah, I think that's what she was talking about. Yeah, I don't get it. Don't get it at all. I watched when they first came out with the vaccine, how many people died from it that never even got COVID. Thousands and thousands died. Well, that's good. Pray to the Lord. Pray to Jesus. I eat too much pizza. Pizza makes me happy. And then it makes me feel like shit. Holy shit, pizza. Bananas are very good for you. Bananas are great. They got potassium. I knew you were from the Philippines. Well, that sounds good, Danny. Make me one. Welcome from Oregon. Oregon. Yeah, Holy Shit Pizza was good. I enjoyed that. I keep watching it every once in a while. I laugh at it. My state? What do you mean? I don't. What do you mean? My state's best foods? I'm from many states. I'm from New York. I'm from. I went. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in North Carolina, all over Florida. I haven't been to California or Nevada yet. I haven't been there. My favorite food is I have to say a ribeye with mashed potatoes. Yeah, I'm in Florida now. Very close to Clearwater Beach, maybe 5 minutes away. Yeah, a good ribeye steak with some garlic mashed potatoes. Marfar chicken. Louisiana. Never been there. I lived in Marietta, which is right outside of Atlanta. I didn't like it. Come on down, Danny. Come on down. Or up. I don't know if it's up or down here. I don't know. It'd be good to see you. Well, that's cool. Ontario. Doing chores. Maybe I should put some light on the subject. There we go. That looks a little better. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Well, I'm glad you stopped at Shores to visit. Yeah, come on down, brother. It'll be hot as hell. The summers are brutal here. They're very hot. But come on down. I don't know if you can handle it, Danny. You hate the heat. Lilac milk tea. Never heard of that. Swan Song is from Ontario. No, I mean, she's from Oregon. Lavender milk tea. Or rose milk tea. Hey, what's up, Jim? Good to see you. This is a coffee mug, but I have soda in it. I have Coca-Cola. Zero sugar. Sugar. S-U-G-A, sugar. That's cool. It's always good to see you, Jim. I know, that's why I said if you come in the summertime, you ain't gonna like it. I stay out of the sun though. Like, well, in the summertime, I'm in the air conditioner. I'm either in my air conditioner car or in my air conditioner house, and I keep the AC on like 68, 67. I keep it pretty cold in my house. Yeah, but you're a fucking Eskimo. Should I continue with the videos? With the What's your question, Jim? No, they won't. They won't block a question. Throw it in there anyway. The hell with YouTube. I don't know what we're talking about, Jim. The 72 virgins. Are you talking about the little girls that were killed in the elementary school from the bombing? Oh. Anyway, I don't know if you know it, but I'm rebuking psychics here. I don't believe in them. I think that it's against God. I think they're all fake. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I haven't heard about it. I really don't follow politics that much. I think all governments are corrupt. I don't care who the president is. I think they're all corrupt. What's you doing in there, Maggie? Maggie's in the bedroom with her head sticking out the door looking at me in here. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't watch TV either. I don't watch TV. I watch a lot of movies. I'm a movie head. I like movies and documentaries, stuff like that. But I don't watch TV. I don't even have cable. I watch everything on my TV. I watch all movies, pretty much movies, documentaries, YouTube stuff, and I don't follow politics. There is nothing that we can do about it, but sit here and watch them corrupt. And I choose not to focus on it because if I can't do anything about it, why should I worry about it until it's really time to worry about it? Try to enjoy my day as much as I can. Yeah, me too. I have internet, and that's it. I choose what I want to watch. I don't let them choose what I want to watch. What do you like to watch, Swan? Oh, that's cool. 8 mil. That doesn't surprise me. 8mm films. That doesn't surprise me. You got so many cool things. I've seen your Victrolas, and you got some cool stuff. You got a lot of vinyl. I used to have over 500 DVDs. Now I don't even have them anymore. I watch everything. I just pull it up on the internet. Whatever I want to watch, I watch. I didn't see those. I'll have to go back to your channel and check. I didn't see the tour. That's cool. I don't know if you could see Maggie from here. She's right over there. Let's see. I got to point. How do I point? Right. She's right there where that little opening is. She's standing in that room staring at me in here. Get in here. Here she comes. Here she comes. Come up here, baby girl. Come up here. Ugh. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to everybody. Yeah. Yeah, she just, when she wants to go out, she'll go in another room and stare at me in that other room, but she won't come in here unless I call her, because she's like, nope, I'm not coming in unless you take me out. But usually she sleeps like right under my desk here. Yes. Yes, and she loves to be scratched. She loves to be scratched. She does. She's an old girl. She's a good girl. So get another one. Get another doggy. There's another dog that needs your love out there somewhere. Get another doggy and name him Thor, son of Odin. I don't know if you like the Avenger movies and the Thor movies, but I watch those. I've seen them all many times. Many, many, many times. Oh, do you? I'm waiting for Doomsday to come out. That'll be the next one. We'll get to see Rune King Thor. I don't know if you know who Rune King Thor is, but that's the strongest Thor of all. I don't know if you know the story of Thor. I'm sure you do, though. I'm sure you do. I love Thor. I love the Hulk. Captain America. Iron Man. Sorry, my mistake. I should have known. Yeah, I can't wait to see Rune King Thor, but he's gonna have to pull out his other eye and then hang himself in order to get the full power of Rune King Thor. And he's gonna do that in Doomsday. He's gonna pluck out his other eye and hang himself. And then he gets the true power. That's more power than him and Odin put together when he becomes Rune King Thor. I didn't. I did not. But I watched all the cartoons and stuff like Spider-Man and the real Hulk, Batman. I used to watch all the shows, but I never got into the comics. But I got more into the comics watching the Avengers, like just to see how they evolved and stuff. That's cool. I want to see World Breaker Hulk, that the strongest Hulk, which they haven't put out yet, but he's in the comics. None of my friends even watched any of the Avengers or all that stuff. Like I don't really know anybody. You're the only one that I know that watches that stuff. I love it. I think it's cool. Should we get back to the videos, or you guys just want to hang out and talk still? It doesn't matter to me. You like hanging out? That's cool. We could do that. We could just chill. Yeah, if we make it that far, if we make it that far, I'm not too sure how things are going to go on the planet. Yeah, I don't even know where we are really. I follow the Bible more than the world these days. Or maybe it was possible and they just didn't show it to us back in the day. I remember back in the day when I used to remember everybody's phone numbers. Now I don't know anybody's phone numbers but my own. I don't know anybody's. I don't remember anybody else's phone. Well, maybe one or two people. But like, if I lost my phone, I wouldn't know anybody's number. I know my own. 352232548 And I used to know everybody's number, but with the cell phone, it's just they're all logged in. What you doing, Mags? That's funny. I watched this one video of a psychic, and this lady showed her a picture of this little girl. I should let me see if I can find the video. It's so funny. Let's see. Let's see how I would look it up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look it up because it's funny. Oh, I found it. I found it. Yes, you saw that one, huh? Yeah, it's the reporter with the little girl. Yep, that's the one. I won't even show it then if you've seen it. Unless Jim wants to see it. I'll play it. Hold on. Yeah, I'll play it.
It is heartbreaking, a situation that thousands of parents find themselves in every year. Their child is missing. Grief-stricken parents will turn to just about anyone, even so-called psychic detectives. So Lisa Guerrero and the I-Squad put some prominent psychic detectives to the test. Are they selling false hope?
I would tell her that I love her and I miss her.
A tearful plea from the mother of a missing teen. John and Joanne Lowitzer have been searching for their 17-year-old daughter, Allie, since she vanished last year. What do you think happened? But when the case made national news, the Houston parents say they became inundated with calls from so-called psychic detectives. They say some even showed up at their front door, promising their psychic visions could help bring Allie home.
He guaranteed me that he'd find Allie in 3 days. I mean, what parent wouldn't be excited to hear that you're going to have your daughter home in 3 days?
Mark Klass, whose daughter Polly was abducted and killed more than 20 years ago, warns families to avoid psychics, saying they prey on the desperate.
They descend like vultures.
And send police on one wild goose chase after another.
Never in the history of the world has a psychic solved a missing child case. Never.
But countless psychic crime fighters, like Portland, Oregon clairvoyant Lori McQuarrie, claim they've helped solve hundreds of missing persons cases.
I've been in business with this for over 30 years.
So we decided to see what would happen when we asked a psychic detective to help solve a missing persons case. Posing as the distraught brother of a missing child, we sent our producer, Charlie McElravy, to meet with Lori McQuarrie.
Hi, how are you? Very nice to meet you, Lori.
We showed her a photo of this missing girl, and she agreed to take the case for $400.
But I think it's solvable.
But what Lori didn't know was that the photo our producer gave her was actually a childhood photo of me. And obviously, I'm very much alive.
I don't believe she's alive. I'm sorry. I believe that it was a violent passing.
McQuarrie's sixth sense told her the girl was brutally murdered and sexually assaulted.
I think she was hit in the head with a rock.
But her visions didn't end there.
I think she can be brought home.
Pointing to a remote spot on this map, she even said she could help bring her body home.
And maybe even a mile or two from there.
The next day, McQuarrie sat down for an interview with me to talk about the work of psychic detectives.
I just had a gentleman in yesterday. 30 years ago, his sister disappeared.
She soon began talking about a recent case, but clearly her psychic abilities didn't tell her that I was the girl in the picture.
One of the first things I do in a case, Lisa, is I always make sure people know that if I feel the person is living or not.
So you'll always know,
Yes.
when you talk to a family member, when you start a case, you'll know if this person is dead or
Yes.
alive.
And that's the point, is that
Every time.
Yes.
But apparently her psychic abilities didn't see this coming.
Lori, I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Does this girl look familiar to you?
Yes, she does. I worked this case.
This is a girl who you said was beaten and killed.
Okay.
This little girl is me. And you told somebody that she's dead.
Wait a minute. You didn't disappear?
I'm right here.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
How do you explain being completely
I can't
wrong?
explain it. I can't explain it.
You're charging them hundreds of dollars.
You know what, dear? I
Hundreds
think
of
we're done.
dollars. You're taking advantage of
Okay.
desperate people with a bunch of hocus pocus, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I think we'll go. Thank you. It's been an interesting experience. You all have a lovely, lovely evening.
Until I see my daughter physically, I'm not going to believe anything that any of them say.
All told, 10 different psychics told our producer that Lisa had been murdered. And the FBI says to Inside Edition that they are not aware of any criminal investigation that has been solved as a direct result of information provided by a psychic.
We must be watching the same things. Yeah, that was the short version of it. Yeah. It was. Yeah. Come here, Maggie. Get in here. Yeah, I watched that a long time ago, but I always remembered it. I watched that when I watched the Amazing Randy when he debunks all the psychics. That was in one of those videos. Oh, really? Same thing? Yeah, I watched all the Amazing Randy stuff. Yeah. He debunked all of them. I'm scratching Maggie on the back here. She wants me to take her out. Yep, Sylvia Brown. One of the worst fakes out there. They're all fake. They're all fake. I was a fake. Well, if you were here, I'd scratch your back too. Oh, I got plenty of videos of Sylvia Brown getting called out and her. They have an answer for everything. Oh, John Edward? Yeah, John, yeah. All he does is ask questions and reaches out. John Edward, yeah. Total bullshit. Yeah, he's another one. Let's see if I could find some funny ones. Let's see. There's some weird people out there. Oh yeah, Long Island Psychic. Yeah, she's out there. Let's see. There's a psychic cringe one. Let's check this one out. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me share this out. Sylvia Brown's in this one. I don't know how good this one will be, but we'll see.
I lost my boyfriend tragically a few years ago. They never found him. And I've had such a hard time since, every day.
The reason why you didn't find him is because he's in water. And find him in water, it's like the girl that's missing in Aruba. You can't find somebody.
Well, it was September 11th. There was no, he was a fireman, but there was
no, see, I keep seeing him in water. Is there any way he could have drowned in water some way?
They never found a piece of him. Nothing.
From 9/11.
Because he says he couldn't breathe and he was filled with water. Well, if they were trying to put the fire out, Montel.
They could have, yeah.
No, they won't find him, but honey, that's okay, because it doesn't matter if they find him or not, he's still over there.
I've been in business with this for over 30 years.
So we decided to see what would happen when we asked a psychic detective to help solve a missing persons case. Posing as the distraught brother of a missing child, we sent our producer, Charlie McElravy, to meet with Lori McQuarrie.
Hi.
And you charging them hundreds.
Interesting experience.
I invited 3 mediums to a one-time Victorian chocolate factory where they all channeled the name George, an evil fat man who was the factory's first manager.
She's given me the name of George.
And I got the name George.
Was it George?
It was George, yeah. The only trouble is that George is part of a made-up story that I planted on the Chocolate Factory website a week ago.
I feel like he was quite angry about something as well.
I think they might be cheating, and I'm curious to see if they'll repeat any more of my fake history.
It would be great if you could go into a trance.
Okay, I could probably go into semi-trance, but not a full trance.
George, did the horses hurt your legs, yes or no?
Astonishingly, Goldie has actually summoned the ghost of my made-up factory manager. Her deception is almost complete.
You okay, Goldie?
Oh, sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
What I'd be really interested to get out of this is some surnames, if possible, to try and kind of pinpoint these people.
Okay, she's giving me Bull,
What's
Dog, Bull, Dog.
So what's his name?
I've got George and I've got Bull.
Goldie's definitely researched my internet story.
Goldie, can I tell you something?
Yes, love.
All the things that you channeled today, like, George Bull, the American manager...
Yeah, you're going to tell me that he's got nothing to do with it.
Well, I have to tell you, that all came from a story that I made up.
Oh, did it?
With the help of a parapsychologist. And we put that up on the website.
Congratulations.
And did you read that website?
No.
So how did you know all these facts?
A friend of a friend.
But, are you still pretty certain about the George Bull thing?
I am, yeah.
I'll be honest, I chose the name Bull for a reason.
Because it's shit. Yeah, no, I'm psychic. I knew that.
You basically retold the whole story that we wrote.
My guy told me before I came here that I was going to be tested, and I said, fine, then we'll test one another.
So does that mean that you cheated?
I did. For most of it.
How much truth did we get tonight?
You probably got about 30%, I think, Yana.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A bit about it being called the Chocolate Factory.
I don't think it was ever a chocolate factory.
That's the one thing it was, Goldie, I'm afraid. It was a chocolate factory.
Was it?
Yeah, you see, you've even got the truth wrong.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
I've decided to show him the fake manager's portrait I planted earlier that conveniently has the name plaque, George Bull.
George. George.
You getting a name coming through?
Do you know it's the initials of his second name?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be?
Yeah.
Was it Bull?
It was.
That's what I got.
This history that we've got here is all made up.
That's made up, you sure?
Yeah.
You positive?
Yeah, I got someone to write that.
Check it.
I got someone to write that and then put that on the Chocolate Factory website.
So where do I get ball from then?
Well, I think probably
That's what
from the
I
name
want,
plaque on it. But
I didn't see the name plaque. I can't see it because I need glasses.
yeah, yeah.
In a moment, bells will chime. It is the signal to Raymond and I to initiate the final step of the linking process. When the tone sounds, the box will be opened, breaking the connection between Raymond, the box, and myself.
Raven. It's easier to read Raymond's writing in the mirror. It says metal, rectangle, 4 wheels. And I hope it gives you something to remember for the rest of your lives. I thank you. I'll put my hand on your shoulder.
I can see you itching to say something here.
I just think it's comical, quite frankly. Before I even move ahead here, I'll invite Ori and your friend Raymond right now. I have 2 envelopes here. I will give you $1 million of my personal money right now if either one of you can tell me specific details of what's... Now, don't tell me about the energy or that it's not the right time,
man,
but just tell me what's in here right now. Tell me right now what's in the envelope.
I find you an ideological bigot. That's what I find.
What's in the envelope
You
right now.
claim...
Tell me what's in the envelope.
That
Tell me what's in the envelope. Don't give me all this bullshit. Tell me what's in the envelope.
You do not believe
Tell me what's in the envelope. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Tell me what's in the envelope. Right here.
Guys.
Listen to me. See through.
Okay, it's a live show. This is not planned. We'll see you after the commercial break. Stay over there.
You had a question for Sylvia about your daughter, Michelle?
My daughter, Michelle, was 17 years old. She'll be gone 5 years, the 21st of this year. Sylvia, I don't know how she died. Please, if you can, how did she die?
She was shot.
Circumstances around her death?
She just collapsed in her room.
I don't know, but something looks like, because it looks like a combustion.
They found nothing on the autopsy.
I don't care,
Nothing.
but it looks like something hit her in the chest.
They did an autopsy. They did drug. You know, they do whatever
Everything.
they do. It's just she was a healthy child and
She was in her.
just fell out in her room.
just
went
fell
out.
like a
Yeah.
golf club's fall or whatever.
I know, just went down.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there was something that hit her hard, but you know, something sharp.
Did she play sports?
We dropped our psychics in the middle of a massive pine forest. There's a rescue chopper waiting for them. Our psychics have just 15 minutes to find the chopper. They've got a map that shows an outline of the area and then something belonging to the pilot. So a personal effect, you know, keys, wallet, something like that. And then our psychics will use that to sense, you know, the right direction.
How did they do? Let's have a look. Here are the paths of all 10 psychics, as illustrated by the show. Only 4 actually found the helicopter. The rest of them just wandered around, pretending their psychic power was actually guiding them.
My guide said, go straight, go straight, go straight. Yep, over here. Let's go, angels.
2 of them actually came within viewing distance of the helicopter, but their special ability failed to clue them in.
I'll go with that. It's pulling me to the right. I have a sense I got close, but I passed it.
You can see from the maps that most of them veer off to the right and get lost, rather than making a fairly straight path to the helicopter.
Direction.
One psychic is supernaturally guided to the helicopter, and look what she finds.
I can see her. Oh no. That's a car. Terrible. Back to the start.
Remember, these aren't just any psychics, they are the top 10 in Australia.
This lovely picture in here. Oh, you're upstairs. Hello, darling. Hello, is this something called the Barn? Is his name Bernard or Barnard? No. Why would he say that? That's our nan. Oh, your nan? Sorry. Sorry.
Traveling with your gun is a roll of the dice, because the truth is, one small mistake, whether...
With his marriage on the rocks, Paul turned to a clairvoyant he saw advertised in his local newspaper. It began with a $60 card reading.
Oh, she told me that I had a curse put on by someone in the family.
The good news for Paul was she could help, at a price. First, there was the rock in a glass of salty water, $1,000. To remove a curse on the family dog, $700. Droplets of liquid around the boundary of the house, $900. The cash continued to flow. Finally, she orchestrated a special ceremony involving a bath. The water bottled and sent overseas for prayer by a psychic higher order. But cleansing the soul doesn't come cheap. $18,000 in cash.
And how many times did you do that? Oh, a few times, probably about 3 or 4 times.
In a matter of days, Paul had drained the family bank account and handed over $52,000.
They told me not to tell anybody, because if you tell people that the curse would spread.
Finally, realising he'd been scammed, Paul called Alana to get his money back. But there would be no refund, and soon there was no psychic. Alana packed up and then vanished. You're a psychic?
I'm a clairvoyant.
A very dodgy one, aren't you?
No. Excuse, I ain't been on no run.
You changed your name? Your number?
I haven't changed my
and
name.
your address?
Wrong.
Every few months. You used to be Alana, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
My face goes on the air. I'm going to sue every one of you.
You can sue us, but guess what? The game's up.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
$18,000. You filled the bath up with water and you charged him $18,000.
Okay?
Do you know Paul?
No, I don't. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Do you remember filling the bath up with water and charging $18,000?
Well, we're back with medium James Van Prague, who has had us fascinated all morning about the world of ghosts and the unknown. And we're going to throw it open to you with our studio audience now. Take it away and see what you can see.
Okay, sweetheart, great. I'd like to start with this lady right here who's sitting right in the first row. I have a mother figure, very strong, coming around you, okay? And with the name of either Mary, Margaret, do you understand the name? Margaret Mary, okay, Margaret Mary. And I got to tell you that I feel before she passes over, though, there's a lot of hard time to walk or hard time to get up and get things going. Do you understand that? And I feel some arthritis, by the way. There's a lot of arthritis, and there's a bone problem. There's also something with the back. So I don't know if she sees to sit and have a pillow at the back of her, or is that you?
No.
No? That doesn't make sense to you? Okay, and what about trouble with legs?
No.
Okay, who has trouble with the legs now?
Well, my father's had 2 hip replacements.
2 hip replacements. He cannot walk as well as he used to.
Oh, no, he walks very well.
Okay, okay. Right. Was your mother buried?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because she's talking about being buried and about an wake, or a funeral, rather. And she knows about it. She was very surprised by it all. And who's Kathy, or Kathy? Is there Catherine or Kathy? Kathy? Catherine or Kathy? I also know who's Catholic, but there's someone who's Catholic background. And
we all are.
You all are, okay.
Yeah.
So there was a mass said for her, and she wants to thank you for a mass that was said. And there are prayer cards that are said. There's a picture of Mother Mary somewhere around. Picture of Mother Mary. Would you know about this? You know about this. Picture
Well,
of Mother
all
Mary.
Catholics have Mother Mary around somewhere.
Good, okay, well, I don't.
You know.
But of course, that was years ago.
That still goes on. But
Yeah, so I want to talk about something else with you, though. I said music, music, music. I don't know why about music. Did you not do music? Were you going to do music when you were younger and you stopped doing music?
No.
Okay, you never wanted to play the piano?
No.
Okay, who was that wanted to play the piano or music?
I don't know.
Don't know.
No
Okay.
one in my family's
Okay.
miserable.
I want to talk about this lady here. Your husband's passed over, or your father's passed over, rather.
Father
passed over. I don't know if he liked cars. There's no thing about cars, but there's something about cars with him. I mean, he told me about this. Okay. I don't know if he just recently got a car, or there was talk about getting a car, or changing a car. Are you living or dead? Do you understand? Do you understand about the cars?
No.
Did
not
you just
really.
get a car, or were there?
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
for a couple of years.
Ah, okay. Who had the heart problem?
Possibly my mum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She's passed over as well.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Did you know if there was heart situation before she passes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and there was
Blood pressure.
situations that she was going to either get an operation or a procedure done, something before that, okay? So I don't know if you know that she didn't get that. I also want to ask, I don't know who I'm with Teresa or Terry, but I am. Okay, I got to tell you that.
Sorry, what did you say?
Teresa or Terry.
Teresa?
Mm-hmm. Teresa or Terry. And was there a divorce with you? Never. You never married?
No.
Okay, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because I want you to love yourself more, because you don't. I need you to love yourself more. Okay? I also want you, there's something about the car here with your father. I don't know, but I'm talking about a car here. I don't know what it means. If you're just getting a new car, or you got a new car, there's something with that, okay? I got to tell you that. I'm going to come over here to this lady. Are we almost closed?
We're nearly there, just to see if you could feel anyone.
Your husband passed over, correct? Do you have his ring or his watch also?
Yes.
Are you wearing it?
Yes.
Thank you. You just told me that in my head, okay? So you're very open. I want to talk about a picture that you had redone of him after he passed over, or you moved the picture of him, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I also want to tell you that he's sitting right next to you on the, I don't know if you call it the couch. Do you call it the couch or the settee? But he's sitting there with you. Did he smoke cigarettes, did he? No, who's smoking the cigarettes? Are you smoking cigarettes?
Yes.
Would you please stop? Because he's there in the settee with you smoking the cigarettes. He's smoking cigarettes, okay? And I don't know who Paul is, or Paulie, or Paula. The name Paul. You understand that?
Paula.
Yes. Who is that, please?
Friends.
Okay. He wants to say hello or thank you to them because they helped when he died. They were there. They were here. They were around. You don't know that.
James Van Prague. Please thank James Van Prague for asking some interesting questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very intriguing.
Yes. People come tonight. They'll have.
Sir Tony Jurovich. Tony is a diviner, claims he can find precious metals and a host of other things with his divining rod.
We've set up 11 dummy envelopes here that have other folded envelopes on the inside of them. And in discussing this with Tony, we found out that his dowsing apparatus here, this piece of copper wire, would react very strongly to a $5 bill. So I'm sealing one of these $5 bills into an envelope here. Delicious. And it's going to be placed in a second envelope in this fashion and sealed. And we will shuffle them up. Tony, would you look away for a moment? Not that I suspect you might try to peek, but I don't know which one it is now, and I'm mixing them up in every which way. We have a total of 12 envelopes here, and we're now going to place them scattered out on the floor, and then you will try the test, moving along with your dowsing stick to see if we get a reaction over one of these envelopes, and if that one indeed is the one that has the $5 bill in it.
So that'll be $5 plus 30,000
About that, yes.
down the track. Okay.
Now, Michael, I'm not allowed to give out the skeptics $30,000. I'll have to leave that up to them.
Righto.
There we go.
Okay, so where are we ready to start? Okay, here we go.
Just keep coming. So it looks like the first one.
Looks like the first one. You want to do a double check on that, Tony?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you try and put your hand behind my back again.
So it does appear to be the first one, would you say, Tony?
Seems to be.
Oh,
Seems to be.
Shall we find out?
Why don't
Why don't you take that envelope, tear it open, and we'll see.
What are you going to do if it is, James?
I'm going to have a connection fit. As they say, not in there. Not in there.
It's not in this one. Does it?
I don't think, I'm trying to see up to the light. It's not very easy to see up to the light, but it is possible. No, I'm not seeing me. That is without opening each individual one up. No, I really can't tell.
I don't know.
No.
Just leave alone.
Oh, all right. Whatever you say.
He's going to have another go. All right, we don't have a lot of...
I'll try myself.
You go yourself. We don't have much time. I'm being wound up here. Go on, have a quick go, Tony. Disappeared, James.
Maybe there's no $5 bill at all. Ah.
Swallow that one.
Try this one. Here we go, quickly.
Try that one.
No, not that one either. No, I think we got to finish there. We'll find it for you in a moment. We'll come back and find it. She's going to telepathically transmit an image displayed on the card to some selected members of the audience. Is that right?
We hope to do
All right,
that.
Pauline, come on out.
If you open up that box, Pauline, to look inside, and you will see a drawing, face it, or a picture.
Upside down.
Oh, sorry about that. On the bottom of the box, you see what it is now?
So I can look at it, James?
Yes, of course you can.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I can see it.
Okay,
Yep.
now we'll close up the box again and we'll just lay it right back here.
Well, hold it. Do you like? Do you want me to hold it?
You can hold it if you
Yep,
wish.
I'll keep
certainly.
it closed. There we go.
All right, now, Pauline, would you transmit whatever that was on the bottom of the box to
Six
these
ladies in the front. Is that correct?
Now, are you part of this act, or where have you come from? Do you know Pauline? You don't? Promise?
Promise.
Okay, all right. So you're going to
A
pass...
little bit of just 1 or 2 moments of meditation. Ladies, would you please, and the audience may want to close their eyes too, just close your eyes and relax. Forget the world, forget yourself. Be just with nothing and everything. Just be love, be patience and be peace. And when you've reached that level where you feel comfortable, I don't want to take you in too deeply, but just the level where you feel comfortable, then just open your eyes. There's nothing spooky or scary about any of this. And open your eyes, and I've been transmitting that image to you. Now, you may receive the shape or the colour. It may have no colour. But whatever you may have thought you saw or felt, just please let us know. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be correct. No one's going to cut your head off. In fact, you may be part of a happy experiment, and that's all I want to do with you, okay? Now, if you feel you have imaged something, please put your hand up. Okay, can I ask you, please, dear, what you thought you saw?
Sitting on a swing and swinging.
I can't quite hear you.
Swing, back and forth on a swing.
A swing, okay. Was there colour attached to that?
No.
No colour. The next, who was the next lady?
Clouds. Lots of white clouds and a blue sky in the background.
The blue sky. Well, so you were tuning into your own peace there, you see, and this lady's wanting to get going and do things. And the other lady, I think you...
The colour red.
Colour
I saw red as well.
Sorry?
I saw red as well.
And you saw red as well. I'm not going to influence you in any way, okay?
Is that it? Any other? So 3 people saw red, and a cloud, and a sky, and a swing. Is that it? And what was...
Colour red.
The colour red. Anything else? All right. What, so...
Let's take a look and see which one it was. I don't know which one it was myself at this point.
Okay. Which camera? What do we do it?
Oh, it's an orange, black, and white butterfly.
And I think the cloud, the butterfly floats along within the sky, and you can see a cloud usually with butterfly.
Was that...
That's how I interpret it.
Anything like you saw? The colour you saw, but you didn't tell us that.
Oh, I said colour, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
But no one saw a butterfly like that.
You can test your powers of ESP tonight by taking part in the first live national ESP test ever conducted on television, and here's how it works. The card locked under this glass is similar to the cards our ESP Challenger is using. It was selected face down at random by Dr. Krippner, and all of the other cards in the deck were destroyed. No one in the studio knows what the card is. On the back of this card, there is either a star, a square, wavy lines, a circle, or a plus.
And now for the results of the national ESP test. Most of you saw the wavy lines, 42%. Here are the other percentages. 11% saw the star, 16% the square, 21% the circle, and 10% the plus. 42% saw the wavy lines. Now, in previous tests like this one, it's been established that most people would tend to select a star from among these 5 shapes. Let's see what's actually on the card. Dr. Krippner, you have the only key to the padlock, and you've been holding on to it since we began the test, correct?
That's right. And here is the card.
Ladies and gentlemen, the card that most of you chose is the square. And as we revealed moments ago, a certain percentage of the audience, 16% of the audience, saw the square, but the winner by far was the wavy lines. Incorrect. Our last guest tonight believes that by looking at a photograph, she can tell us something about the person in that photo, including whether or not that person is alive or dead. Agnes, earlier in the day, we gave you 5 photographs. They're smaller versions of the ones we now have behind us. Choosing the photograph was a difficult task. We tried to ensure that as few clues as possible remain. I believe you used a pendulum to divine whether or not each person is living or dead?
Correct, yes.
Now, how does that work?
If the person is alive, the pendulum is turning usually right. If the person is dead, either it's not turning at all, or I don't get any kind of reading on the person.
So it's whether or not
on the aura.
I see. Let's just review your psychic decision of the condition of each person shown. You said number 1 is alive, number 2 is alive, number 3 is alive, number 4 is alive, and number 5 is dead. Let's see who's really still alive. All of them, except number 2. So you got 3 correct and 2 wrong. I'm sorry, Agnes. I know that's not what you had hoped for. Nevertheless, you did come along to participate, and I think you deserve a big thank you.
Unbeknownst to the Australian public and media, Randy would pull the strings in what may be one of the greatest hoaxes ever perpetrated upon an entire continent. With the backing of an Australian TV show, Randy virtually manufactured a mystical media celebrity.
All we did is we put him in a white robe. We gave him a big synthetic quartz crystal, because he was a synthetic channeler after all, and he oomed and awed over this thing and screamed and carried on.
I am a very old spirit.
Can you give us any idea of what this event might be?
It will be astronomical in nature.
It will be astronomical in nature.
While Carlos spoke to Sydney's assembled media, Randy spoke to Carlos from a concealed room next door, feeding him all the appropriate answers. In no time, Carlos and his manager found themselves an overnight success. When the Aussie press tried to debunk Carlos, as they did here on a national talk show, Carlos and company abruptly ended the interview, threw a glass of water at the host, and stormed off the set. That stunt had all of Sydney talking, and within 60 hours after stepping off the plane, Jose Alvarez had made 8 television and numerous radio appearances and had become headline news.
I'm Carlos.
Well, we figured that we had to show that the media are irresponsible in that if it looks good to them, if it's got the right flavor and the right number of syllables in the words and such, that they'll accept it if they think people want to hear what the...
This should be pretty funny. This one should be pretty funny.
So I just wanted to give you all channeling from the creators about all that's happening and what we can do about it. Okay, so here we go. Yes. 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 We are here for you. We are the creators.
We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical entities who you might experience as pure consciousness. We are the creators, and we love you very much. Okay, everybody, there it is.
Next, we are introduced to a woman who channels a spirit, calling itself Leah.
Hello, Philip. How are you today?
Where are you from?
I'm from Venus.
Now the interviewer asks the woman to exchange spirits and to channel another spirit that calls itself the Tibetan.
I am the Tibetan, and I have come during this time continuum to discuss with you the idea of the only question in the universe. And that question is, what is? And the answer is, I am. That is all. I relinquish control to the entity, Leah. There will be a race on this planet and throughout all galaxies. And the name of that race will be peace.
Hello, everybody. I think somebody wants to come through today, so they were knocking on my head while I was driving, which was not okay. Anyway, so I'm going to give it a try today.
So she's taking a dump.
As an introduction, we are the Arcturians with you today. Music is an elixir of sorts.
This isn't set time. I'd like to say good morning to all you all. I am helping Aetherium to bring in another group at this time. Hold on, please. But she needs my lightness of being to help with the shift.
We are the Arcturians here with you today. The spiraling of your energetic system is to help activate certain strands of your DNA. We need to leave now as our vessel's pain level is skyrocketing, so we need to let her be. I'm looking forward to watching what just happened, since I only heard some of it. But what I heard was pretty cool.
And he will be channeling Bashar, who is a consciousness from another time and space. So I'm very excited about that. So you've been channeling for Bashar for
24 years.
24 years.
I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much for being here.
It is our pleasure always to co-create these transmissions with each and every one of you. We will extend to you at this timing our deepest appreciation for the co-creation of this link, and we bid each and every one of you, individually and all of you together collectively, a fond, exciting, passionate, and creative good day.
Thank you, Bashar. Good.
How did it go?
Thank you. How are you? It was beautiful.
I'm fine, just I'm waking up.
No, and you're fine, right?
Oh yeah, when I kind of wake up, I'll be like waking up from a nap.
Right.
Thunder comes. Thunder talking with you.
Hello.
Thunder talking with you now.
Greetings, my friend.
Welcome to you.
Do you mind if we speak to you for a few moments?
We will reacclimatize. We are not used to this atmosphere. Better now. It is better now.
Greetings, everyone. Namaste. I have been guided to bring forth a Pleiadian delegate from the 5th dimension that has been contacting me recently. So bear with me here while I tune in and connect to the consciousness that is Ahmed. Welcome to this channeling session. My name is Ahmad, for short. If you see a homeless person, speak to them. Open your heart to them. Accept them. Let them into your home. Let them live with you. Thank you for listening, and namaste.
This is a Monday night channeling. I am Mother Earth. Yes. Yes, my oceans are plagued with sickness. I am ill because of that. I am one you called. I am a female Bigfoot. Yes, you should all go outside and hug a tree. Hug nature.
I'm just going to go into the channeling state and let whatever happens happen. Otserakaya Otserake, Yatseraka Anserakoya, Otseraki, Ya Otseraka. Yes, we would like to be referred to as the word in your language. Inkada. There are a number of things that have happened. And several more things will happen. Yes, that is all. Okay, I guess they're done talking.
So we want you to sit back and to enjoy this Galactic Monthly channeling. We will connect you in one moment to entities from a star that most of you call Vega. One moment we will connect you. We are from that star that you call Vega. Many humans throughout your history have called us vegans. We know this has a dualistic meaning for you, and many joke of the voice that links the two kinds together. Now, my name is Hedron. It is a very simple name, but the name means nothing compared to my feelings about you. We are bringing forward one of the entities that represents the Sasquatch energy. One moment, we will connect you. So here it is. Here it is. The story of who. The story of why. The story of how. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, skunk ape.
Yes, wonderful to have this opportunity to interact with you in this way once again as well. The Yagyel are
hybrid children of Earth humans, and understand in that way. We think of you certainly as parents. We then are of another planetary location, and in that we actually have an origination of more than one planet. There are in that sense two planets, but we share Earth human DNA. We are of another planetary location. Two, in fact, as I already mentioned.
My dear, what we have here is simply unison between man and spirit, heart and head, and mind and body. And understand that you are no different than your father, your mother, your sister, your aunt, the baby that screams at the well for running water, or the aunt who crawls along the monastery knowing that the monks will not step on it. And we come to you on bended knee, saying thank you.
I'd like to tell you that I'm very happy that you're here. We're very happy to be here.
She greets an audience like this one in Denver, and then she leaves, changes her hair and her clothes, comes back, and goes into a trance. And finally, after several minutes, this 40-year-old woman says she has turned into a 35,000-year-old man.
Indeed.
The voice seems different, the face seems different. Supposedly she is now a he, Ramtha, or the Ram, as his followers call him. Now the story goes that Ramtha lived in the lost land of Atlantis, where he was a great warrior.
And I was the biggest bastard of them all. For I was the great conqueror, the Ram, that meant the god. And I slaughtered and hacked because I was a barbarian that was filled with anger and ignorance. Who needs to be worshipped? Indeed, you do. And who needs to save your hide? You do. And indeed, who can answer your prayers? You do.
That may not sound especially profound, but true believers flock to hear it at $400 apiece. It's $1,500 for weekend retreats. There are often so many people, the Ramtha organization can earn up to $200,000 for a single appearance.
Well, I'll drink to that.
I got a kick out of that. That was pretty funny. Oh, I just found my site. Look, I'm live. That's funny. I think that's the funniest one of the day. That was pretty funny. It's amazing how these people think that people are that stupid to fall for that. Are people that dumb? I don't think there's any more of those. I'm looking for more, but I can't find any. That was pretty funny. That was funny. Yeah, people are definitely desperate. That's for sure. They were channeling aliens, is what they were doing from different planets. I think I'll stop that now and just, that's enough of that, I think. Fix the microphone. Yeah, desperate. People probably are desperate, that's for sure. That definitely gave me a laugh, though. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, there's a lot of fake people out there. I don't get it. It's 8 o'clock. It's a good thing I took a nap because I got to be up at like 3 or 4. Go to work. I've been getting done pretty quick though. Like like if I go out early, I get done early, which is pretty cool. Yeah, 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. The earlier I get out, I get the airport runs. And I could get done, by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I come home and do what I want. Eat pizza. Yeah, like I set my alarm clock for like 4:25, but sometimes I wake up at 2 or 3 and I'll just wash up and brush my teeth and go out the door if I get up earlier than my alarm. But I usually go to sleep around 7 or 8, like right about now. But I took a nap before. I carved out and then I passed out for a while. It just depends on what I eat. If I eat like a frozen pizza or something, that'll knock me out. Ooh, I'm actually getting tired now. That wakes you up more? Yeah, I got to lose some weight. I got to lose about 30 pounds for sure. Start playing pickleball again. Oh, I enjoyed having you. Are you kidding me? It was a treat having you there, having you here. I'll be happy losing 30. That'll be cool. Then I can go out and start doing gigs again and singing. I tried to sing Sunday. Like I was standing up and my back was hurting because my lower back was hurting. I was able to sing for a half hour, and I'm used to singing at a gig for 4 hours, and that's like 80, like 60 songs. That's like 60 songs or more or less. I got to get out there, but I'm not going to get out there until I can, get through it. I could sit in a chair for hours and sing, but not in like a bar or anything. I gotta stand up, connect with the people. Did I ever show you my business card? Let's see if I have any in my wallet. Oh, I do. I'll block out the number. I think the light is there. It is. Jukebox Hero is the name of my company, and that's a jukebox. My phone number is where my finger is, but for some reason it's. Let me see if the light is hitting it too hard. Hold on, maybe. There we go. So I got to go to some bars and talk to some owners and get myself back out there. But I got all the equipment to do it, but I got to get back into shape. Lose this belly. Thank you. Thank you. No, I didn't do that yet. I bathed her the other day, but my back wasn't bothering me so much. Actually, I stood up for most of the time while I was spraying her, and then I just knelt down and soaped her up, and then I stood up again and rinsed her off the best I could, and then I got down on my knees and finished her off, so it wasn't that bad. I still have to groom her though. I got all the equipment to do it, but I've been procrastinating because I don't want to screw it up. But my groomer showed me how to do it. I just have to do it. Oh, I just got to lose the belly. If I lose the belly, it won't be so bad. When I was playing pickleball, I was doing pretty good. But oh, really? That's cool. Maggie loves the bath. She loves it. Absolutely loves it. She would go in the shower every day if she could. Oh, really? You can't do his nails? I got clippers and everything. I got a whole brand new set of clippers. I got all the scissors. I got everything. Cost me $300 with all the blades and everything. I haven't even used it yet. But I do comb her out every day, which is good. There's no mats or anything like that. So I comb her out, do a good combing on her. Usually before I go to work, I comb her out really good. So she looks pretty for the customers. She comes to work with me every day. Actually, the other day, I had 4 people that had to go to the airport. 4 people had to go to the airport. I'm like, uh-oh, because she has a whole front seat. I got a whole bed set up in the front seat for her. So I had to take her bed out and put it in the trunk. And I put Maggie on the guy that was sitting next to me. and they all love dogs. So he sat there and was scratching her back the whole time all the way to the airport. Your daughter is mean? How old is your daughter? Uh, and Maggie's birthday is April 30th. She'll be 14 on April 30th. Oh, that's funny. You're April 30th? So is Maggie. I can't forget your birthday now. I'll never forget your birthday. Yeah, Maggie will be 14, April 30th. Yeah, that is cool. Very cool, very cool. Well, I think I'm going to head to bed, get some sleep. I got to take Maggie out one more time before I go to bed. Otherwise, she'd be like, what's going on, Dad? But I had fun. I'm glad you were here. Yes, I will. And you sleep well as well. Sleep well as well. And try to think of good things. I know your loss is definitely, I can't even say anything because I know how I feel when I lose a dog. To me, it's the worst thing. I've never had to deal with anything worse than that. So, oh, that's cool. Oh, you're 5 hours, but 3 hours back. Okay. Make some dinner. I didn't even make dinner. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, I know. When Angel and Scotty died, yeah, I couldn't. That was horrible. And I know once Maggie goes, I'll be really upset. Me and Maggie we've been through a lot. We've lived in New York, Georgia, North Carolina, all over Florida. She's been with me the whole time. Yep. Anyway, it was definitely cool hanging, checking out the fake psychics. And that's horrible. Well, at least he's not in pain. He's resting now. He's in doggy heaven. He's in doggy heaven. Yeah. All right, kiddo. Wish I could stay longer, but I'm definitely getting tired, and I don't want to fall asleep on anybody. I will see you again soon, hopefully. It was definitely cool having you. Good night, everybody. Anybody who was lurking in the back, thanks for coming in. Peace out, everybody. See you later, Mel and I.